What's going on, YouTube? Ernest Wills here. I'm outside today in my garden, a little upset because somebody got into my strawberry patch and ate almost all of my strawberries. I think it was some type of bird. We've been planting onions on top of everything. It's not as neat as I want it to be, but it is what it is. The onions have definitely kept the squirrels out, but they have not kept out the robins, which I believe is the culprit for the strawberries. But anyway, wanted to do this video outside just because we had a good rain yesterday, and I'm thinking about going fishing. Not sure, but in this video, I want to talk to you guys about why silver and gold is valuable and paper is not. Dollars are not, because it's just paper. So, we used to have a gold standard back in the day. 1 ounce of silver equaled $1, and 1 ounce of gold equaled $20. Obviously, that's not the case anymore. And the reason why is because we just started printing pieces of paper. What makes gold valuable, what makes silver valuable, is the fact that you have to work for it. You see, what upsets me about our whole system is the fact that, if you earn a living, whether it's a job, a business, whatever, if you earn a living in this country, you got to work your fingers to the bone. Don't nobody give you nothing, especially for a young African American man like myself. They make it hard on us. No excuses, but it's just a fact. They make it hard on us to do whatever we're trying to do. And at the end of the day, for our hard work, we get pieces of paper. We don't get something that means anything. We get pieces of paper. And we have to exchange those pieces of paper for something that is valuable. If not, we lose our value because we holding those pieces of paper. Those dollars are backed by our government. And our government is the most insolvent government entity on the planet. We are the largest debtor nation. We used to be the largest creditor nation. Now, we are the largest debtor nation. And so, hold on. It's better. And so, what people need to realize is that because our dollars are backed by the government, man, we work for nothing, basically. The piece of paper that they give us is literally nothing. They're nothing of real value. The only thing that you can do is exchange those pieces of paper for something of value. And silver and gold is one of the things that's value. And it's actually a high level of value simply because they're undervalued in relation to everything else. People are buying houses. I live in a townhouse. I pay rent. I can afford to buy a house, but I'm not doing it. I got a wife and 3 kids. This townhouse is too small, but we're waiting until the market crashes again. because it, it doesn't make sense to buy a house in this market. It's overpriced. It's inflated. It's in a bubble again. Not quite as big as the bubble was in 2007 as far as housing goes, but the bubble's in everything now. It's not just in housing. It's in auto loans. It's in student loans. It's in the stock market. It's in the bond market. Anything that's priced in dollars, anything that has loan or credit attached to it is in a bubble. And that bubble is beginning to pop. And with all of the uh, geopolitical issues, with all the instability in this country and in this world, last thing I want to do is be stuck in a mortgage. We have other debt, but that's debt that we can handle. It's not, an insurmountable amount. Like we could easily, you know, take care of that. That's nothing. But getting into a mortgage at this stage in the game, I think it's insane because people just want a house just because it's a house. No, I don't want that burden of looking at that bill. Mortgage comes from the word mort, which means death. The actual definition of mortgage is an agreement to death, and that's exactly what it is. It's an agreement to pay on this bill for 30 years. If I did that now, I'd be paying on it till I'm 60. By the time I'm 60, we're gonna be living in an entirely different system. So why would I want to participate in this old system? So I'm getting out of this system as much as I can. That's why I'm learning how to grow my own food, starting small, learning how to do it. This is the second year doing it. Doing a lot better this year than last year. But I'm getting out of this system. I only put as much in this system as I need to. Because at the end of the day, we can all see that this system is dying if you're paying attention. Most people not paying attention. Me, I'm an introvert. I'm a thinker. It's what I do. People, they come and talk to me to pick my mind about, whatever issues they got going on, whether it's job issues, whether it's marriage, whether it's economics, money, whatever it is. They pick my mind because they know I think and they know I'm gonna give them the truth, and I'm gonna give them what I believe is right. So, I'm not participating in this system. I'm not participating in this system that gives us paper dollars in exchange for our hard labor. This is one example of my hard labor. And so I had to take the worthless dollars and put them to work. I had to buy the dirt, buy the mulch. Some of the stuff we planted from seeds, some of the stuff we planted from we bought from our local nursery and planted and grew it. These turnips, I'm most proud of them. We started growing them from seeds, and they're doing pretty good. Those are turnips. But I'm all about self-sufficiency. I'm all about getting out of the system. So man, ain't nothing valuable about those pieces of paper. Ain't no different from monopoly money. If you take $100 bill from the monopoly game and $100 bill, a real $100 bill, there's no difference between it. You take both of them to a gas station and say, I want some gas. There's nothing inherently valuable about either piece of paper. The only thing is that the owner of the gas station knows that he could do something with the piece of paper that has Benjamin Franklin's face on it, and he can't do nothing with a piece of paper that has the Monopoly man's face on it other than use it to play Monopoly. And so he's not going to accept that. He's going to accept the regular dollar. But in and of itself, they're the same. One is issued by the government, one is not. Pieces of paper, just pieces of paper. They're not valuable in and of themselves. That's why our dollars had to be backed by gold and silver, because used to mean that our dollars equal gold and silver. Now they don't. And so what makes silver and gold inherently valuable is the fact that they are a store of value. Why are they a store of value? Because they are a store of economic energy. You have people who go and they search, they dig, they use explosives, they stick dynamite in the ore, they find high grades of ore, they blow up the ore with the dynamite, they take it out of the mine, they crush it, they grind it, they filter it, they burn it, they do all of these things to the ore until they can get the pure gold and silver. Everything that they did to get that silver and gold, everything that they did gave it value. And the end product holds all of their work, all of their energy, all of their efforts, all of their time. The end product holds all of that. And that's why gold and silver is of real value. This food is valuable for now, but it's not a store of value because it don't last forever. I got to keep growing. I got to keep working. I got to keep watering it, feeding it, cultivating it, protecting it, obviously, because the robins won't let me keep it, but it is what it is. That's why gold and silver is a store of value. That's why over time, throughout history, the value of gold and silver has been relatively the same. The only time in history where gold and silver has been this cheap compared to everything else is right now. The price of gold and silver compared to everything else in society, everything else in the market, everything else in the economy is cheaper now than any other time in human history. And if you understood that, then you wouldn't even question, well, why should I buy silver? Why should I buy gold? You should question it, obviously, but if you understand that, then there's no thing. I need to get some gold. I need to get some silver right now, because this little time that we have, who knows how long we'll have this time. Things are changing. The winds are changing. The economic winds are changing. I get up and I go to work, and what interests me is that when I get to the highway, I expect traffic because there should be traffic there. There's literally no traffic on Friday mornings. There's traffic Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but no traffic on Friday. Now, what type of jobs are people working where there's no traffic on Friday? And there's obviously no traffic on Saturday and Sunday. So they're probably not working full-time jobs, probably part-time, probably not high-end jobs. Again, I'm an introvert. I'm a thinker. I pay attention to stuff like that. And when you look at all of the bad economic news that's coming around from all over the world, all of the negative economic news from Europe, all of the negative economic news from Brazil, their stock market crashed, and the real crashed this past week. Obviously, Venezuela, Canada, they having bank runs, they having, the housing bubble is bursting. Even here, the auto loan bubble is bursting. The student loan bubble is bursting. So, man, the system is dying. It is. It just hasn't hit us here yet. And when it does hit us, gold and silver will come out on top. Why? Because they're real value. We don't live off of real value right now. We live off of debt. And debt is not valuable. There's nothing valuable about debt. If you hold in anything denominated in dollars, you hold in something that's denominated in debt. And I don't want to owe anybody anything. I want to have value. I want to have time. Silver is a store of time. Gold is a store of time. So that's what I want to hold. And I know you guys who subscribe to this channel want to hold it as well. So wish y'all the best, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, and share, with people who can't see it. Hopefully this video help them see it. All right, God bless, and remember, gold or silver is money. Everything else is credit. Peace out.